Opening scene of a wedding day confession that no one expected. Interior wedding venue, day. The grand hall glistens under the warm glow of hundreds of golden fairy lights. Elegant floral arrangements in shades of ivory, blush, and peach adorn every corner, filling the air with the soft scent of roses and jasmine. Rows of white chairs, perfectly aligned, face a delicate arch wrapped in lace and fresh flowers at the far end of the aisle. The soft hum of a string quartet plays a romantic melody, setting the mood as guests begin to arrive. Laughter and chatter echo throughout the hall as friends and family greet one another, some seeing each other for the first time in years. A little boy in a tuxedo runs down the aisle, giggling, before being gently scooped up by his embarrassed mother. An elderly couple finds their seats near the front, holding hands and smiling fondly at the decorations. Near the entrance, Maya, the wedding planner, checks her clipboard frantically, whispering into her earpiece, "Yes, confirm the cake has arrived. The photographer should be here by now. Have someone check the parking lot." Guests dressed in their finest attire trickle in steadily. Aunt Lena, dramatic as always in her wide-brimmed hat and glittering shawl, makes a grand entrance and scans the room like a queen inspecting her court. She gasps at the sight of the floral centerpiece. Oh my, this must have cost a fortune. At the side of the hall, bridesmaids in soft pink dresses adjust each other's hair and makeup, their eyes darting toward the clock. One of them whispers, "Where's Emma? Isn't she supposed to be here by now?" Meanwhile, groom-to-be, Daniel, stands with his best man near the altar, nervously fidgeting with his cufflinks. "What if I mess up my vows?" he mutters. His best man claps him on the shoulder. "Relax. You're marrying the love of your life. You've got this." Behind the scenes in the bridal suite, Emma, the bride, is almost ready. A moment of stillness surrounds her as her makeup artist applies the final touches. She gazes at her reflection in the mirror. Beautiful, glowing, yet there's a flicker of hesitation in her eyes. Her best friend and maid of honor, Lucy, stands nearby, watching her. "You okay?" she asks gently. Emma forces a smile and nods. "Yeah, just a lot of emotions, you know." Lucy raises an eyebrow but says nothing more. Back in the main hall, the music shifts. The ushers begin guiding guests to their seats. A sense of anticipation builds as whispers quiet and phones are silenced. Everyone knows it's almost time. Maya speaks softly into her headset again. "Final checks. We're starting in 10. The camera pans across the smiling faces, the flickering candles, the twinkling lights, capturing the perfection of the moment. No one knows that everything is about to change. Bride, groom, family members, and key friends, along with hints of their personalities and dynamics. Int. Bridal suite. Late morning. The room is softly lit, walls draped with delicate white curtains. Makeup brushes and champagne flutes clutter the table. Emma, the bride, sits quietly in front of a vanity, her eyes fixed on her reflection. Her wedding dress, classic and elegant, hugs her figure perfectly, but her hands tremble slightly in her lap. Emma, late 20s, is warm-hearted and thoughtful, known for being calm and collected. But today, a storm brews behind her calm demeanor. She's trying to smile, but it's forced. Something's off. Lucy, 30, the maid of honor and Emma's best friend since childhood, notices immediately. Bold, loyal, and outspoken, Lucy is the kind of friend who tells it like it is. Lucy, "You've got that look, Em. The one you had before you broke off your engagement to Mark." Emma, smirking slightly, "That was different. He cheated on me with a yoga instructor." Lucy, "Exactly. So why do you look like you're about to faint?" Before Emma can answer, Sarah, her younger sister and a bridesmaid, bursts into the room with a half-eaten cupcake. Sarah, 22, carefree and impulsive, has a habit of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. "Sarah, do you guys think Daniel will cry?" "I bet he will. He's such a softie." Emma stiffens slightly, and Lucy shoots Sarah a look. Inti. Groom's room. Same time, Daniel, early 30s, adjusts his tie nervously in the mirror. He's kind, sincere, and deeply in love with Emma, but sometimes a bit oblivious to what's right in front of him. His best man, Josh, 30s, is cracking open a soda and laughing. He's charming, sarcastic, and doesn't believe in the whole soulmates thing. Josh: You know, if you run now, I won't judge you. We can say you got kidnapped. Dramatic, but effective. Daniel, grinning: I'm not running. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Josh: All right, Prince Charming, just remember to breathe. Daniel glances at a small photo on the table, him and Emma, laughing at a beach. He picks it up, smiling fondly. Josh watches him, then his smile fades, ever so slightly. Inti. Wedding venue foyer. Moments later, Mrs. Harrison, Emma's mother, is directing people like a general on a battlefield. Stylish and traditional, she believes in appearances above all. Mr. Harrison, quiet and kind, stands beside her, half listening and half wishing he were anywhere else. Mrs. Harrison: Everything must be perfect. No surprises, no drama. Emma deserves the fairy tale. Mr. Harrison nods. Let's just hope everyone remembers their lines. Back in the bridal suite, Emma rises slowly and walks to the window, staring out at the crowd gathering below. Emma, softly to herself: I just hope I'm doing the right thing. Lucy exchanges a look with Sarah. The tension grows. Building tension moment in a wedding day confession that no one expected. Inti bridal suite, midday. Emma stands near the full-length mirror, dressed, but not yet veiled. The room buzzes with chatter and laughter, but she seems detached. Smiling when expected, laughing on cue, but never fully present. Her fingers keep fiddling with the corner of her engagement ring, twisting it nervously. Lucy notices it again, and finally says something. Lucy: You've been twisting that ring like you're trying to unscrew a secret. Emma forces a laugh. Emma: Just nerves. Totally normal, right? Lucy narrows her eyes. She knows Emma too well. Lucy, nerves don't usually come with that look in your eyes. What's going on? Before Emma can respond, Sarah barges in, holding her phone, wide-eyed. Sarah: Guys, did you see who just showed up? Mark, your ex. Emma's face turns pale. Lucy shoots to her feet. Lucy: Wait, what? Why would he be here? Sarah: No idea. He's outside talking to Josh like they're best buddies. Emma looks like the air has been knocked out of her. She walks over to the window, her breath shallow as she peers through the sheer curtains. Sure enough, there's Mark, tall, composed, charming in his usual arrogant way, chatting with Daniel's best man. His presence is wrong, disruptive. Emma, quietly: He wasn't supposed to come. Lucy's voice lowers. Lucy: Wait, you invited him? Emma doesn't respond right away. She bites her lip, her eyes watering ever so slightly. Emma: No, but I spoke to him. Recently. Lucy looks stunned. Lucy: Emma: Are you kidding me? You didn't tell Daniel? Emma: It didn't mean anything. He just reached out. Said he wanted to clear the air. Sarah: Well, your cleared air just showed up to your wedding in a three-piece suit. A knock at the door interrupts the tension. Maya, the planner, pokes her head in. Maya: 5 minutes, ladies. Final touches, and then we move. Emma nods numbly. Maya leaves. The suite goes quiet. Lucy: You can't go out there if you're holding something back, Em. Emma looks down, her voice barely a whisper. Emma: I don't know if I'm marrying Daniel because I want to, or because I feel like I should. The silence is deafening. Sarah looks shocked. Lucy, however, just sighs. Lucy: Then you better figure it out, fast. Into groom's room, same time. Josh paces nervously, glancing occasionally toward the door. Daniel is reviewing his vows on paper, calm and confident. Josh: So, just curious, what would you do if, hypothetically, someone objected during the ceremony? Daniel, chuckling: Like in the movies? I'd laugh. No one's stopping this. Josh gives a half smile, but doesn't answer. He knows something Daniel doesn't. The clock ticks down. Pre-ceremony moments, filled with emotion and subtle hints that Emma is hiding something important. Inti, bridal suite. 15 minutes before ceremony. The atmosphere is quieter now. Most of the bridesmaids have left to line up for the procession, leaving only Emma, Lucy, and Sarah in the room. A soft instrumental version of Can't Help Falling in Love plays faintly from a speaker. Emma stands by the mirror in her veil and gown, staring at herself as if trying to recognize the woman in white. Sarah, you look like a dream. Seriously, if I ever get married, I'm stealing this dress. Emma offers a small smile, then reaches for a tissue and dabs at the corner of her eye, not because she's crying, but to keep her eyeliner from smudging. Emma. Thanks, Sarah. Lucy walks over, holding Emma's bouquet, her expression gentler than before. Lucy. You don't have to pretend with us. Not today. Emma doesn't answer. Her hands clutch the edge of the vanity table, knuckles white. Emma. I've always imagined this day. Every detail. The music, the dress, the kind of man I'd marry. But now that I'm here, I feel like I'm watching it happen to someone else. Sarah exchanges a worried glance with Lucy, who gently sets the bouquet down and kneels to fix the hem of Emma's gown. Lucy. Then tell me what's really going on. Don't keep it in just to protect everyone else. Emma hesitates. Her voice is a whisper. Emma. A part of me still isn't over Mark. Sarah gasps audibly, but Lucy stays calm. Emma. Can't. When he reached out a few weeks ago, I thought I was strong enough, that I'd moved on. But when I saw him, everything I buried came rushing back. He apologized, said he still loved me, and for a second, I didn't hate hearing it. Sarah slowly sits on the arm of a chair, stunned. Sarah, Emma, you're marrying Daniel today. You love Daniel. Emma, I do. I do love him, but I haven't told him that I saw Mark, that we talked. Lucy, softly. Does Mark know something Daniel doesn't? Emma nods slowly, her eyes full of guilt. Emma, yes. And if Daniel finds out from him instead of me... She doesn't finish the sentence. Her eyes brim with tears. Lucy, then you have two choices. Either you go out there and say your vows knowing you've kept a lie between you, or you come clean, no matter the fallout. A knock at the door breaks the moment. Maya, OS. Emma, it's time. Emma wipes her tears quickly, takes the bouquet and stands. She looks at Lucy and Sarah with trembling resolve. Emma, whatever happens next, I just want the truth to be mine. She walks toward the door, each step heavier than the last. The wedding ceremony begins, filled with anticipation, emotion, and the weight of Emma's hidden truth. In T. Wedding hall, late afternoon. The hall is silent, almost sacred, bathed in soft golden light as the late sun pours through stained glass windows. Guests rise in unison, turning toward the back as the familiar notes of the wedding march begin to play. Emma appears at the entrance, radiant and composed on the outside, but her eyes flicker with emotion. Her father, Mr. Harrison, gently offers his arm. Mr. Harrison, you ready, sweetheart? Emma, softly. As ready as I'll ever be. They begin the slow walk down the aisle. All eyes are on her, and yet Emma seems to float above the moment, her thoughts elsewhere. Daniel, waiting at the altar, looks at her like she's the only person in the room. His smile is pure, completely unaware of the doubt hanging over her heart. As Emma reaches the front, her father places her hand in Daniel's. Officiant. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the union of Emma Harrison and Daniel Brooks. Emma barely hears the words. Her gaze shifts briefly, too briefly, toward the second row on the groom's side, where Mark sits silently. Their eyes meet. It lasts less than a second, but it's enough. Her breath catches. Lucy, seated beside the bridesmaids, notices. She stiffens, watching Emma closely. The ceremony continues. Officiant Daniel and Emma have chosen to write their own vows. Daniel smiles and pulls a folded piece of paper from his pocket. His hands tremble slightly, not with fear, but with love. Daniel, Emma. I don't have all the fancy words, but I know this. You've been my calm in chaos, my home in the noise. Loving you has made me a better man. And today, I promise to protect you, to cherish you, and to stand by your side, no matter what comes our way." He finishes, and there's a light murmur of awe from the crowd. Emma smiles, but behind it is a tightening in her chest. The officiant turns to her. "Officiant Emma, your vows?" Emma hesitates. Her fingers tighten around the paper in her hand. A bead of sweat runs down the side of her face. The air in the hall feels heavier. She glances at Daniel. His eyes are full of hope, trust. Then she glances at Mark again, still sitting quietly, unreadable. Emma swallows hard. Her voice barely escapes her lips. "Emma, I—" A hush falls over the room. Emma, conted. "I need to say something first, before I read my vows." Daniel's smile falters. A murmur runs through the crowd. Lucy closes her eyes, bracing. Emma, conted. "I haven't been completely honest, and before we promise forever, I think you deserve the truth." Daniel looks confused. Guests exchange puzzled glances. The officiant looks uncertain. Emma's hands begin to shake. The truth is no longer a whisper inside her. It's breaking its way out. The confession interrupts. The pivotal moment where the truth finally comes out. Int. Wedding hall, continuous. The room falls into an eerie silence. Emma's voice echoes softly, yet firmly, through the still air. "Emma, before I say my vows, I have to tell the truth, because if I don't, I'll carry it with me into a marriage that deserves honesty." Daniel's brows furrow. He steps slightly closer, searching her eyes. "Daniel, Emma, what is it?" Emma glances around, then focuses on him. "Emma, a few weeks ago, Mark reached out to me. We met. I didn't plan it. I didn't even know why I agreed to see him. I told myself it was closure, but I didn't tell you. And I should have." Gasps ripple through the audience. All eyes shift to Mark, who shifts uncomfortably in his seat, but doesn't speak. Daniel's face hardens. The color drains from it as he processes her words. "Daniel, you met with Mark, your ex, the one you said was completely out of your life." Emma nods tearfully. "Emma, yes. And I thought I was over him. But when we talked, I realized I wasn't as sure as I thought. I started questioning everything, not because I don't love you, I do love you, but because I never fully let go of him." A stunned silence. The officiant lowers the book. No one knows whether to move or stay frozen. "Daniel, did anything happen?" "A number, nothing physical. But emotionally, I crossed a line the moment I hid it from you." Daniel backs away half a step, visibly shaken. "Daniel, and you were just going to say your vows like everything was fine?" Lucy, from the front row, gently. "She wasn't going to. That's why she stopped." Emma turns to the crowd now, her voice steadier, even through the tears. "Emma, I know this is the worst possible time, but I couldn't stand in front of you, Daniel, and make promises while holding back the truth. You deserve more than that." Mark rises, tension thick in his posture. "Mark, I didn't come to ruin anything. I just needed closure, too. I didn't expect this." Daniel holds up a hand. "Daniel, don't. Just don't." He looks back at Emma. "Daniel, conted. So what now? Am I just supposed to decide, here, in front of everyone, if I still want to marry you?" Emma nods slowly, tears streaming. "Emma, yes, because I don't want to be married on a lie, even if it means losing everything." A painful beat of silence. The guests watch breathlessly, some whisper, some cry. Daniel looks at her long and hard, the woman he loves, and the one who broke his trust. His jaw tightens, his eyes begin to glisten. "Daniel, then let me think. I need to breathe." He turns away, walking down the aisle, leaving Emma alone at the altar, heartbroken but finally honest. Reaction shockwave, where the confession triggers chaos, mixed emotions, and stunned responses from everyone present. Int. Wedding hall. Moments later. The hall is a storm of confusion. The officiant awkwardly closes the book and steps back. Guests murmur loudly, some craning their necks toward the exit Daniel just walked through. Mrs. Harrison, Emma's mother, is already on her feet, visibly fuming, her pearl necklace rattling with each indignant breath. Mrs. Harrison, to Mr. Harrison, "Did you know about this? Did anyone know?" Mr. Harrison sighs. "No." And now's not the time to scold her. Lucy stands quickly and rushes to Emma, who's still at the altar, trembling but composed. "Lucy, Emma, come down. Come on. You don't have to stand here alone." Emma lets herself be guided down the steps. The bouquet drops from her hands without her noticing. From the other side of the aisle, Mark begins to move toward her. But Josh, Daniel's best man, intercepts him with a glare. "Josh, I don't think that's a good idea, buddy. You've done enough." Mark, "I didn't come here to hurt anyone. I didn't even know she'd confess anything." Josh, "Doesn't matter. Right now, you're just gasoline on a fire." Back near the front, Sarah runs up to Emma, wrapping her arms around her. "Sarah, are you okay? That was huge. You really dropped a bomb." Emma, barely above a whisper, "I didn't want to lie anymore." Lucy looks at her with a mix of admiration and worry. "Lucy, you were brave. Reckless, maybe, but brave." Guests begin standing, whispering to one another. Some look sympathetic, others shake their heads. Random guest number 1. Was this all just a stunt? Random guest number 2. I think she really meant it. You could see it on her face. Random guest number 3. Poor Daniel. That man adored her. Outside the hall's glass doors, Daniel is visible, pacing, hands in his hair. Cameras flash quietly from a few guests' phones, as if capturing a celebrity scandal. Inside, the planner Maya tries to contain the crowd. "Maya, please everyone, let's remain calm. If you could make your way to the lounge for refreshments, the ceremony is on a brief pause." Mrs. Harrison, sarcastically. "Oh yes, a brief pause." Right after the bride admits emotional cheating at the altar, Lucy spins toward her. Lucy, "Not now. She told the truth. That's more than most people would have done." Emma, pale and silent, finally speaks. "Emma, I'll understand if no one respects me after this, but I couldn't live with a marriage built on silence." There's a sudden, unexpected clap from the back of the room. A lone older woman, maybe an aunt or wise guest, nods slowly. Older woman takes guts to speak the truth when you could have stayed quiet. That's not weakness. That's the beginning of something real. Emma swallows hard. Chaos still surrounds her, but somewhere deep beneath it, there's a strange sense of clarity. Flashback or explanation, where Emma explains why she chose to confess and what led to this moment of truth. In T. Wedding Hall. Continuous. Emma stands near the altar, her hands trembling, her chest rising and falling with shallow breaths. The room is still a whirlwind of murmurs and shocked faces. Her mother stands off to the side, furious, whispering sharply to anyone who'll listen. Lucy, Sarah, and a few others stay close, but Emma is overwhelmed, her mind racing. She looks down at her empty hands, her heart pounding. Emma, V.O. I always imagined this day, but never like this. Never with the weight of a secret that was always too heavy to carry alone. I thought if I waited long enough it would fade, but... Her eyes land on Mark, still standing near the back, his expression unreadable, yet strangely guilty. Daniel is nowhere in sight. Flashback. 3 weeks earlier into coffee shop. Day Emma sits in a cozy corner booth, fidgeting with a coffee cup. She's trying to seem casual, trying to be unaffected by the man across from her, the one she once called her future. Mark sits confidently, a calm smile on his face, but his eyes are filled with an emotion Emma's seen before. Regret. Mark, it's not that I expect things to go back to how they were, Em, but I need you to know how sorry I am. I messed up. I was selfish, and I'm asking for a second chance, not with us, but with your forgiveness. Emma doesn't speak immediately. She stares into her coffee cup, trying to focus on the swirling liquid, on the calm of the room around them. She hears his words, but they don't feel real. Not anymore. Mark conted. I still love you, Emma. You were the one I wanted. You always were. Emma takes a deep breath, her voice steady but small. Emma, you didn't love me when you cheated on me. You didn't love me when you walked away. And I can't be the woman who waits for that kind of love. She doesn't look up. Her voice cracks just slightly. Mark, I didn't mean to hurt you, but what I said about loving you, that's still true. Emma swallows, fighting the urge to break down. She shakes her head, her throat tight with emotion. Emma, the problem is, Mark, I'm still letting you do this to me. I thought meeting you was going to bring me closure, but now, all it's done is make me wonder if I made the wrong choice. Back to present day. Wedding hall. Emma VO. I told myself I was moving on. I'd met someone else. Someone like Daniel. Steady, kind, everything I needed. But every time I held Daniel's hand, I couldn't help but wonder if I was really over Mark, if I was being fair to him, or to myself. Her eyes returned to where Mark is standing, still silent. Emma, VO. But then I saw him again, and I knew, deep down, that the only thing that would free me was telling the truth. Not to hurt Daniel, but to be honest with myself. And with him. She takes a shaky breath, her gaze moving slowly over the stunned faces of the guests. Emma, VO. I realized that I couldn't make a vow to Daniel without being honest, without telling him that I still had a ghost haunting me, and no matter how much it hurt, no matter how much it scared me, I needed to let it go, once and for all. Back to the present moments later. Lucy, softly, stepping closer to Emma. You know, you didn't have to do it this way, but I get it. This was your way of owning it, of taking the weight off your shoulders. Emma looks up at Lucy, her eyes wet but full of determination. Emma, I couldn't let him marry me thinking everything was perfect when I knew it wasn't. And I couldn't keep pretending I was ready for a life with him when part of me was still tied to someone else. The air between them is thick with unspoken emotion. Lucy opens her mouth to respond, but is interrupted by a noise from the back. Daniel reappears at the entrance. His face is tight, his jaw clenched, and it's clear he's been thinking hard. Decision time, where Daniel is faced with the choice of whether to go through with the wedding or call it off. NT. Wedding hall. Moments later. The room is heavy with uncertainty. The wedding, once a joyful occasion, has been torn open by Emma's confession. Her words echo in the air, and every guest now watches her, and Daniel, waiting for some resolution. Daniel stands at the entrance, his hands shoved deep into his pockets. His face is pale, eyes clouded with a mixture of pain and confusion. The room quiets when he steps forward, every eye trained on him. Emma looks up at him, her face streaked with tears but resolute. She's prepared herself for this moment, knowing that whatever comes next will define everything. Daniel, voice tight. So, this is what we're doing now, telling the truth at the altar? Emma opens her mouth but stops herself, unsure of how to explain. She's already said it all. There's nothing left but for him to process it, to understand the weight of what she said. Daniel, speaking more to himself than anyone else. I just don't know anymore. I thought I knew you. I thought I knew us. How could you keep something like this from me? Emma. I didn't want to hurt you, Daniel. I was terrified. Terrified of losing you. Terrified of the truth coming out. But I couldn't live with myself if I didn't say it. Daniel takes a step back, running his hand through his hair in frustration. He looks toward the exit, as if considering walking away, physically leaving the situation behind. But then he stops, turns back to Emma, and shakes his head. Daniel, voice shaking, but I loved you. I trusted you. I thought this day was supposed to be about us, about building a future together. How can I do that if I don't even know if I'm the second choice? If I was just someone to fill the space left by Mark? Emma takes a deep breath, stepping forward. Emma, softly. Daniel, please. You weren't ever second, but I didn't know how to let go of someone who was once everything to me. I'm here with you now. You are my future, but I couldn't start it with a lie. The crowd stirs, murmurs rising, but Daniel holds his hand up to silence them. He takes another long pause, his eyes locked on Emma. It's clear he's torn. His heart wants to forgive her, wants to believe in the love they've shared, but his mind screams at him about trust and betrayal. Daniel, and what now? How do we go back from this? How do I ever trust you again? Emma, you don't have to trust me right now. But I'm here. I'm here to fight for us. If you can't forgive me, I'll understand. But I couldn't walk away from this altar and keep lying to you. There's a long silence. The air is thick with tension, and all eyes are on Daniel. Emma's hands tremble as she holds on to her gown, waiting for his next move. Finally, Daniel exhales deeply and looks away, his gaze distant. The weight of the decision presses on him. He turns toward the exit once more, his lips pressing together in uncertainty. For a moment, it seems like he might walk out, leave everything behind. But then, with a deep, reluctant sigh, he looks back at Emma, his voice raw. Daniel, quietly, I need time. I need space to figure this out. Emma nods slowly, the tears starting again. She expected this. She knew this was the risk she took in telling the truth. Emma, softly, I understand. I won't force you to make a decision right now. I needed to be honest with you. Daniel looks at her one last time, his eyes conflicted, torn between love and hurt. With a final, unresolved glance, he turns and walks toward the door. The room is silent. Lucy, whispering to Emma, you did the right thing. Emma watches Daniel leave, her heart breaking, but feeling a strange sense of relief. The truth is out, and now they'll have to find a way to rebuild or walk away. Cliffhanger or resolution scene, where the decision to continue or call off the wedding is left unresolved, with a powerful message about love, truth, and forgiveness. Int. Wedding hall. Later. The hall is now eerily quiet. Emma stands at the altar, still in her wedding dress, her eyes red from crying. The guests are scattered, murmuring softly among themselves. Some have left, some still linger, waiting for a final decision. Lucy stays by Emma's side, her hand gently resting on her arm. Lucy, supportive but worried. I'm so sorry. I know this wasn't the way you wanted things to go. Emma wipes away a tear, nodding faintly. Emma, it's the right thing, Lucy. I needed to be honest, but I didn't expect this. She glances over at Mark, who stands off to the side, his eyes downcast, unsure of his place in the chaos he helped create. Flashback. A few days ago into coffee shop, day. The conversation between Emma and Mark takes on a more serious tone. Mark. I just want you to know, Em, I've changed. I'm not the same person I was back then. I never wanted to hurt you. I made mistakes, huge ones, but I'm here now. And if you're not ready for us, then I'll walk away. But I need to tell you, I still love you. Back to present Lucy. But was it worth it? Was he worth it? Emma takes a long breath. She turns to face the altar again, as if searching for something in the empty space where their vows should have been. Emma, I don't know, maybe I just needed to understand why I wasn't truly letting go before I could give myself to someone else. To him. Int. Wedding hall. Moments later, the doors swing open again, and Daniel walks back into the room. He's alone. His eyes are tired, red, and he doesn't immediately meet Emma's gaze. He stands in the doorway, looking uncertain. There's a long, tense moment. The room is silent. Everyone watches him. Daniel, quietly. I've been walking around outside for the last hour, trying to figure out what I want, what I need. He takes a step forward, slowly. Daniel, content. I can't pretend this didn't hurt, that it didn't tear me apart, but I can't pretend that you don't matter to me more than anything else in this world. Emma's heart beats faster, her breath catching in her throat. Daniel, content. I know you love me. I know you've been honest with me now, but I need time to understand what forgiveness looks like for me, what it means. I don't want to walk away from us, from you, but I need to find a way to let go of the anger and disappointment first. Emma steps toward him slowly, her hand reaching out. She swallows, trying to find the right words. Emma, Daniel. I am sorry. I can't take back the hurt I've caused you, but I don't want to lose you. Not like this. Please don't give up on us. Daniel, softly. I'm not giving up on us, Emma. I'm just giving myself the time I need to figure out if I can forgive you. A brief silence falls over the room. Int. Wedding hall. Continuous. The guests look between Emma and Daniel, unsure if the wedding will continue. The weight of the moment is too much for anyone to process fully. Then, Daniel steps forward and gently takes Emma's hand in his. Daniel, I'm not saying I do today, but I'm not saying goodbye either. Not yet. The crowd holds their breath. Emma, tearfully, Daniel. Daniel, we'll figure this out, together. Close up on the altar. The camera zooms in on the empty space where their vows should have been exchanged. A quiet, lingering moment. The possibility of forgiveness hangs in the air, but the future is still uncertain. Fade out.